Hello, everybody. Welcome to Is this 5?
Yes.
This is episode 5 of Campfire Hoops. We're sorry for it being out late. We wanted to let All-Star Weekend pass so we could cover everything in one episode.
Yes, which is what we'll be doing today.
Yes.
Before we get into that, we have to do our little games.
Yes.
Hoop grids.
Are we doing 5? How long were we doing?
5 minutes.
Okay. So, tell me when you have it up.
Okay.
Now.
I got it.
All right, I'll start the timer now.
Okay. A Spurs player and a Pelicans player. Someone who's been on the Spurs, someone who's been on the Pelicans.
Next one.
Spurs 2010s. Doug McDermott.
Sure.
He played, right? Okay, he did. Spurs and 2 assists per game season. Devin Vassell.
Jeremy Sohan.
Okay. 3%. Okay. 200 plus 3-pointers on the season. Pelican.
In one season,
Yeah.
CJ McCollum.
It's probably going to be a popular one. Yeah, 22%. Played in the 2010s and 200 plus threes. Literally any. Kyle Korver.
J.R. Smith.
Okay. 1.6%. Okay. 200 threes and 2 assists per game.
This is just any time?
Yeah, 200 plus threes, 2 plus assists.
Put like Monte Morris or something.
You think he'll be on there?
I don't
He's
see
not.
why he
He's
wouldn't.
not.
He's not.
No.
Is 200 threes in a season?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Averaging 2 assists, and they made 200 threes in a season. I'm trying to think of just like someone who shoots a lot, like
Jamal Murray.
Probably like James Harden would be on there, but he'll be popular. Jamal Murray, I could put. He'll definitely be on there. No, he's not. I'm gonna put James Harden. Okay, James Harden was on there. Only 2%. Okay, 1+ blocks per game. Pelicans. How about Jackson Hayes?
I would say yeah. All right.
Oh, wait.
Works.
Does that have to be current, though? Because he's on the Lakers now. I wonder if it's current. Let me try it. No, okay. I think it's current.
Zion.
No.
No.
Maybe it's not current.
Anthony Davis then.
Oh, I guess. He's going to be really popular. No?
So it's current. I don't even know this
Wait, did I just... Oh, okay. It says 1+ blocks per game season. Pelicans. All right, let's skip it. 1+ blocks per game played in the 2010s.
Dwight Howard.
He's going to be... It's going to fuck our percentage. Oh, 1.7%. 1+ blocks, 2+ assists. How about Giannis?
I would say like AD.
Okay. All right. We need a Spurs and a Pelicans player, and we need a 1+ block Pelican player. Who's like a I don't know like Pelicans players.
What about one of the Hernan Gomez's?
I'll try.
They were
both of
on the
them.
Pelicans at one point. I don't know which one of them.
It's either.
I think it was Wancho.
I don't think they were on the Spurs.
No, the Pelicans. I mean.
Yeah,
for the block.
Block.
Yeah. Still a minute 30.
Damn it! I want to try to get this 1+ blocks per game season. How is it not like? I don't know if this means current though. Does it? Did we get confused by this last time?
You try it like. I have no who is like who plays. I don't even know this Pelicans roster. Who plays center?
What about did Steven Adams play for the Pelicans? He did, right?
I think so.
Okay, he's on there.
Okay.
Spur and Pelican. Dude, this is going to be the one that gets us. Someone who played for the Spurs and the Pelicans. I'm trying to think of someone like a little earlier that's not current. These are two teams I don't know. I don't know any Pelicans history.
I have no idea.
Trying to think of older Spurs players. They don't have any like older players right now, do they?
Not really, no.
Damn, this is gonna be the one that gets
It's
us.
probably someone who's like not on either of the teams anymore.
Yeah. We got everyone else.
Time's up.
Okay.
Just put it on hint mode, and then show me like the list.
All right, so it's.
Let me see.
I know it's not DeMar.
Davis Bertans.
He was not on the Pelicans. It's gonna be. I don't think it's Lance Stevenson.
I think it's Davis Bertans.
I don't think he was on the Pelicans.
Hmm.
I think it's either Tony Allen, Darren Collison, or David West. Let me try Tony Allen because I think he's wearing a Pelicans jersey in this picture. Okay, it's not him. Let me try David West. Okay, it was David West. I would not have known that, so sorry, guys. I'll take a picture of this because we should probably post it on Instagram now that we're doing this.
Yeah.
And then, are we doing what's it called? Pirtle?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So who do you want to guess first this time? Tyrese Halliburton.
Sure.
All right, it was him. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Okay, so they're taller than 6'5".
older than 23.
And a higher number than 0.
Okay.
So literally, like, it could be any
Anybody.
center. Bismack Biyombo. Should I try that?
Yeah, there you go. That was so random.
Oh my god, I actually got a lot.
Oh, okay. So it's a Thunder player
Thunder.
in the West. So it's a Thunder player
Yeah.
who's not a center.
Not a center. Older than 31. Wait, this means current, right?
Is it Gordon Hayward?
Probably.
What's their weight? What does it say their height is?
Lower than 6'8", so he could be 6'7".
Gordon Hayward's what?
He's probably like 6'7".
6'6".
6'6", 6'7".
Okay, I would
I'm
try
gonna
Gordon
guess him.
Hayward.
Yes, it was him.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty easy. My Bismack Biyombo guess actually, like...
The Pirtles we've been doing pretty good with them.
They're not that hard. But, I mean, we screwed ourselves over with the silhouette last time by accident.
Yeah.
But, all right, let me just take a screenshot of our... I'll take a screenshot of our guesses and then what the answer was. All right. Those are the only games we play, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have to talk about All-Star Weekend.
Where do we even start?
I watched most of it. I know you did too.
I just didn't watch the skills contest, and I didn't watch the 3-point contest. I watched the Steph versus Sabrina contest.
Yeah, me too. Let me just pull up All-Star Weekend. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. My website is not loading. Hang on. My phone is being so slow. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Is there not like a list of all the events? Maybe the Wikipedia has it. Okay, so we can start with a celebrity game.
Mm-hmm.
The celebrity game was Team Shannon versus Team Stephen A. Team Shannon won. It was because mostly of, did you say Micah Parsons? Yeah, he had like 30-something points, right?
Yeah.
He's an NFL player?
Yep.
So I don't watch football, so... I don't remember if I said I don't watch the NFL because we paused.
We just had to stop for a second.
I don't watch the NFL, but is he a good NFL player?
Yeah, he's like the best defensive player in the league, arguably.
So he's a defensive player in football, and in basketball, he seems like he could score a lot. From what I saw, he seemed like he was just like, I mean, you could
It's
tell.
just you can see he's just more athletic than everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the way he plays, you could tell he's a football player because like football players, the way they play basketball is like kind of like how Zion plays.
Yeah,
Like not sloppy, but like
it's very very explosive and powerful.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Other than that, though, the celebrity game was not like anything crazy. There was a little bit of controversy with Tristan Jass, and was it? I gotta make sure I say her name right. I think it was Kelsey Plum.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. She like yelled at him to pass the ball more, and then they like got into it on Twitter, which I thought was kind of ridiculous. I don't know. It was stupid for a celebrity game.
Yeah, I think for a celebrity game, though, they like. And I know this is not necessarily their fault, but they're like. They're literally putting WNBA players and former NBA players in the celebrity game.
Yeah, like if I'm looking at this NFL player, racing driver, WNBA player, NFL player, a couple actors, some singers, former NBA player was one of them.
Meta World Peace was in it, right?
Yes.
Like, don't you want to see an all-star game with like Drake and like J. Cole in it? And
Yeah,
stuff?
I mean, obviously, like it's not going to be those type of celebrities. It'll probably be like people that are less famous because, I mean, who's going to want to do it?
Why would they not want to do that?
I don't know. It's the same thing with like the dunk contest. Like, why does no one want to do it? Yeah. Anyway, celebrity game was fine. It is what it is.
I mean, they do some cool like the 4-point line and like.
Yeah, it's a very
That stuff's
interactive
cool.
game.
Yeah.
The Rising Stars Challenge.
Which might have been the most entertaining thing all weekend.
Yeah. So there was Team POW. It was Wemby, Brandon Miller, Jaime Jaquez, Jabari Smith, Brendan Pajemski, Kason Wallace, who might have sold their team, and Bilal Koulibaly. Should I go through all the players on each team? There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Team Tamika was Paolo, Keegan Murray, Jaden Ivey, Dyson Daniels, Vince Williams Jr., Scoot Henderson, Keontae George, and Jalen Duran. Jalen Rose's team had Chet, Derek Lively, Jeremy Sohan, Jalen Williams, Benedict Mathurin, Shaden Sharp, Jordan Hawkins, and Walker Kessler. And Team Detlef had G Leaguers. I don't know all these names. Izan Almansa, Buzelis, Ron Holland, Tyler
We
Smith.
talked a lot about Buzelis last episode.
Yeah, he looked well. We'll talk about him in a second. Ron Holland, Tyler Smith, Oscar Schwebe. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that. Imani Bates, Mac McClung, and Alondis Williams, who recently signed a 2-way contract with the Heat. You were saying Buzelis has a weird jump shot.
Yeah. It just looks. He has a really high release point, and it like
He kind of like he doesn't like really flick his hand.
he
when
doesn't
shoots.
he doesn't use his arms at all. He uses only his hands.
Yeah, he like it looks like he just like pushes it off his hand, which is
Yeah.
kind of how I shoot when I play.
It's like when, a lot of the times you see him taking like a fadeaway.
Yeah.
He's coming off, and he's raising his arms, both of them straight out, and
Yeah,
only using
then
his
he's,
hands
he's,
for
heaving it
movement.
off. I mean, he was making them. If it's not broke,
Right.
don't try to fix
right.
it.
Right. But
So yeah, in the Rising Stars Challenge.
the G Leaguers upset the Team POW,
Yeah. So
which
in the first round, Team Jalen moved on, and Team Detlef, which was the G Leaguers, and then Team Jalen beat the G Leaguers.
in the finals.
Yeah, and they had honestly, it was mostly Benedict Mathurin
Yeah.
and maybe Chet that was doing a lot. Yeah, I think the Rising Stars Challenge is probably the most entertaining, just because you get to see people you don't always see play, like G Leaguers.
Right.
Not much to say. It
And
was
they all actually want to like. I didn't mean to cut you off at all, but they all actually mean to like want to play and like prove something
yeah. The only thing I will
because
say
it's a spotlight that they have.
is Kason Wallace shot so many threes that weren't even close.
Yeah, which I mean, Kason Wallace he's been really good for the Thunder this year, but I don't know why. Like
If you have Wemby and like Brandon Miller on your team, like I don't know.
Jaquez was out of the game at the end for Kason Wallace, and that just doesn't make any sense to me. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
The skills challenge. I didn't get to see the skills challenge. I saw highlights of it.
I saw highlights of it, and I'm really fine with the fact that I didn't watch it, considering
Yeah.
like what I saw.
It was Team Pacers versus Team Top Pick versus Team All Stars. Team Pacers was Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, and Miles Turner. Team Top Pick was Paolo, Anthony Edwards, and Wemby. And Team All Stars was Scotty Barnes, Tyrese Maxey, and Trae Young. Team Pacers won the skills challenge. And
Which I think they were the only ones actually trying.
yeah, it was pretty good because this All-Star event was in Indiana. So
Yeah.
they proved that they represent Indiana well. 3-point contest, I also saw highlights of. It was Malik Beasley, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Markkanen, Tyrese Halliburton, Cat, Trae Young, Damian Lillard. And Damian Lillard won.
Can we go back to the skills challenge for a second and talk
Yeah.
about Scotty Barnes?
Yeah.
First, Scotty Barnes is doing the very basic dribbling around the obstacles,
Yeah, he
loses the ball, and then at the end they have to make a half-court shot, and he just starts taking backward shots. I don't know why.
It's stuff like that. Like, I know they're having fun, but it makes people not want to take the All-Star Weekend seriously.
Right. Do you remember that tournament they had a couple years ago when it was like the one-on-one tournament where it was a skills challenge and it was a one-on-one bracket style?
Yes.
They need to bring something like that back.
Yeah, the team thing is kind of dumb. Yeah, Dame won the 3-point contest. I guess in the finals it was Dame, Trae Young, and Cat.
Which I saw. I guess Cat was taking a lot of long twos that they weren't
Yeah.
really.
In the first round, Malik Beasley did the worst. It's followed by Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. They did the worst. I mean, it's no surprise that Dame won.
And it's back to back too.
Yeah. Trae Young was right there, though. Those are the type of shooters that I would expect to win a shooting contest like that.
See, that's actually the people I want to see in a 3-point contest. So I think the 3-point contest is really the only like.
It has some good names in it.
It always does too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other 3-point contest was Steph versus Sabrina. I don't know how to say her last name. Do you?
I think it's Ionescu.
Giannis. Excuse me. Ionescu.
I mean, what was Kenny Smith doing on commentary?
A lot of people criticized him, and I agree. He took away from the cool moment of what it was.
I mean,
because
she shot from the 3-point line and only lost by 2.
she lost. It was 29-26.
To 27. Steph had 27.
Huh?
Steph had 27, I thought.
It says final round 29-26.
Oh, I thought it was 27-25. Okay, never mind.
But still, so if she played in the 3-point contest, she basically would have won. Besides Dame,
Right.
which is crazy.
She also holds the record for the most. She shot 25. That's what I was thinking. In her 3-point contest last year, she shot 25 for 27.
Yeah, the only difference was the size of the ball that they used, which it doesn't matter. She's been playing with a WNBA ball probably her whole life.
Right. I mean, you can't.
And she probably she's shorter than Steph. She probably has smaller hands than Steph. You can't expect her to change the ball she's been using her whole life.
Right.
Like, that's like asking if you did like a high school, or if you did like middle schoolers, they're not going to use like regulation
If she
balls.
switched to the NBA ball, Steph should have to switch to the WNBA ball, which would be equally as hard for him.
Yeah.
It's
Just the fact that they competed against each other and she's shot from the same line
Right.
and did that well legitimized, like,
So I saw some stuff after, and they said they want to run it back.
yeah.
And next year, the All-Star game is it's going to be in Golden State, and they mentioned something about doing 2v2. So
Like
imagine
a women's versus men's.
Imagine Steph and Clay versus Sabrina and like Caitlin Clark.
I think the girls would win.
I mean, they would have a really good chance.
I mean, it's different if you put them against like Giannis and Embiid, but against players like Steph and Clay, where they're a little like physically more evenly matched.
I'm just saying in a 3-point contest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like a 2v2.
No, like a 2v2 3-point
Oh,
contest.
okay. Because I was picturing actually them like playing 2v2 to like 15 or something.
I still want to see a ones contest in the All-Star game. That's my biggest thing on the wish list.
Yeah, I feel like people would be hesitant to do it though because of egos, like not wanting to lose. I don't know, maybe.
They could definitely put like a big incentive for it though.
Yeah, they could do like
I'm
a King
sure
of
if
the
they
Hill
did.
type of thing.
I'm sure if they did a big incentive, people would be. Which is I want to get into incentives in a minute, but yeah. So then we have the dunk contest, which
Yeah, the dunk contest was so okay. The problem is there's only so many dunks you can do, and we're in 2024. I don't know how long a dunk contest has been going on for, but how many different variations of a dunk can you really do? So at this point, there's going to be repeats and stuff, but the main problem I had with the dunk contest was the judging.
yeah. I mean, Jaylen Brown did a basic dunk, and then when he landed, he closed his eyes,
Yeah, and he
and
jumped
got
over Kai Cenat, who was sitting down.
and both of those dunks, I believe, got higher scores than Jaquez jumping over Shaq.
Yeah. Now, I don't think Jaquez should have made the finals. I think the finals should have been Mac McClung and Jacob Toppin.
Yeah, because Jaquez's second dunk was pretty bad. He just
Yeah.
spun around with a hat on.
His first dunk was good.
Yeah, I mean Mac McClung had that thing. His every dunk Mac McClung had was better than everybody else's.
Yeah, and Mac McClung is 6'2".
Right. He cleared Shaq. Like he didn't make contact with him.
Nope. Mac McClung's 6'2". Jaylen Brown is 6'6". Jacob Toppin is 6'8". Jaquez is 6'6". So there's a clear size disadvantage. And he still was probably jumping the highest.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Like, do you think, should they do away with the dunk contest, or should they because everyone's saying to fix it and to fix the All-Star game, which we'll get to. But
Well, how do you fix the dunk contest?
yeah, I mean, honestly,
It just, I mean,
you can't get too caught. I don't think you can get too caught up on the dunk contest. It's supposed to be just for fun. Like everyone, I feel like everyone gets a little too it's a
Well,
fun thing.
I mean, it would have still been fun, but what happened was, the second year Aaron Gordon got robbed. Nobody wanted to do it anymore.
Yeah, the judging was pretty bad, and the commentating again was pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know why everybody likes to just like suck Jaylen Brown off.
Well, it's because it's the name. Like it's the
Yeah, I don't know, but like, what was I gonna say? I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, John Morant alluded to maybe doing it next year. He dropped hints at it.
he would be fun to see because he's a great in-game dunker.
I wonder if Ja were to volunteer for it, if people like Zion and
I think
others would.
that's probably what Jaylen Brown was trying to do. I think that's what he said too. He was trying to bring some notoriety back to it.
Which yeah,
which
it was
is
still
fine.
nice to see a bigger name in it, but like I want to see like I would. I mean, Aaron Gordon said he would never do it again.
I wouldn't either if I was him.
I would love to see Aaron Gordon in it again, though. Right? Claim
Imagine,
his
though,
claim
he
his
just-
throne.
Imagine he doesn't win though.
Aaron Gordon is the best dunk contest participant of all time,
Yeah, I think
and
so.
I don't think that's up for debate.
Do you think his best dunk was the one over the mascot where he had like both legs
Yeah,
over the mascot?
I think so. But then he also did the one where he grabbed it from the mascot who was spinning on the hoverboard with
Yeah, all
one
the
hand.
mascot dunks were good.
And then he had one where I mean, and it's funny because his first year doing it, nobody really knew he had it like hops like that or bounce like that because he was newer to the league. Like he was not ever like a superstar dunker
Yeah.
because Aaron Gordon's not a flashy dunker. He just dunks a lot.
Yeah. And then the actual all-star game.
Yeah, which I mean, it's fun to watch for the first quarter, and then it's just like,
Well, the problem is the final score was 211 to 186. The
Yeah.
Eastern Conference. Okay, so I'm glad they changed it back to East versus West. That's
Yeah.
much better. But do you think
I like the target scoring.
Yeah. Target score should probably come back. But this one was better than like the last few years. Because the last few years you would see like people just running up and down the court dunking and stuff. At least
Yeah.
in this one people were like shooting and like playing a little more organized. But I would love to see them actually play a game with like stakes. But I don't think that's ever going to happen.
I would love for them to put an incentive on it. Now, like,
Well, there is. I just read that there is. Let me just find it real quick. The team that scored the most points in each quarter received a cash prize that would be donated to a charity of their choice.
right? But do you like?
Do you think what other incentive would there be?
Well, there could be cash prizes for every player.
Yeah.
Like you can't. You're telling me that how many people are on each team?
Like about like 15 maybe, or like hang on. Yeah, 15.
You can't give every player $1 million.
I mean, you could.
Um,
The only problem with that though is they're already all stars. They're already making like that money is not as incentive worthy as if it was like Mac McClung in the
so
game.
in the MLB, let's see here. People were saying starting the MLB, they wanted MLB to have home field advantage from the All-Star winner, the All-Star game winner, because the MLB is very split on like each conference has an MVP. Like there's no,
Yeah.
but people are saying like because the MLB didn't do it, but now people are saying they want the NBA to do that.
I don't know. I don't agree with that though.
Where it's just like you work all season. Like think about like what if a team that like fights in, like
yeah, like
the Nuggets are gonna like have a higher seed, but because they had one person go to the All-Star game,
yeah.
like that's just I don't think that's very fair. I think the team,
No, it's not. It's not a good idea.
but there's got to be some sort of incentive that they can do. Like there's got to be something, right?
There probably is.
I mean, you had teams trying in the in-season tournament, and that was a cash prize.
Yeah. I mean, I guess no one's gonna turn down cash. It would just have to be enough that.
I mean, $1 million is $1 million.
Yeah.
You know the NBA has that kind of money, right?
Yeah, it's once a year. They could do it.
Even if it's $500K. I don't know. I just feel like I would like to see what I was thinking about this when I was watching. What are the coaches even doing? Were they up coaching one time?
I don't think so.
I mean,
it was Doc Rivers and Chris Finch.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. All-Star Weekend was fine. It's always just fine. It's never like amazing.
It was good though. I think before COVID, it was good.
Yeah, well, I never watched it before then. I've seen highlights on YouTube and stuff, but I wasn't watching NBA actively.
Right. No, me neither. But
I also read a thing that Adam Silver like tried for months to like try to get it back to like being good, and it like didn't pan out that way.
I mean, he even seemed a little disappointed. Did you hear his like speech? It was like,
Yeah, because he was like, "Well, you
He's-
scored the most points."
and he was like, "Well, congratulations." Like
Yeah,
East versus West is better. I saw people maybe saying USA versus international next year.
there might not be enough.
It's just
though.
what happens if you have 4 international players, right?
Yeah,
I don't think we need an all-star game. Why not just do like a big one-on-one tournament with like
you could do an
I don't know.
all-star selection tournament. But then that gets a little weird with like positions.
yeah, but
I don't know. They could. I don't think they'll ever do away with the All-Star games. It's been an NBA thing for like years.
right. It just doesn't serve a purpose. It's entertaining for a quarter, and then it's just is boring to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about All-Star stuff.
No, I mean I don't either. It's
I'm ready for
not-
the season to resume.
Yeah, we have 30 games left. Less than 30 games. Now is when things get.
Yeah, the West, for example, is really close.
Yeah.
Um,
The Thunder and the Timberwolves have pulled away a little bit in records, but everybody is still saying that the Clippers and the Nuggets are the teams to beat in the West.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. There's not much news to talk about because teams haven't been playing.
Right.
The Heat signed DeLon Wright from he was on the Wizards. I guess his contract got bought out. He's a bigger guard and a defensive-minded guard, which is exactly what the Heat need. They've had some size issues on their team, so to have a guard that's a little bit, he's not oversized for a guard, but he's not a 6'1" guard. To pick him up is a good pickup. He'll be a good person to have in rotation.
Yeah. The Nets also fired their coach.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess one of the assistants was stepping up or something.
Yeah, which I actually find this a very interesting move because the Nets right now are
The Nets are like the weirdest team.
the Nets are a game out. The Nets are 3 games out of the play-in. I wonder if they did that in order to try and make a playoff push, or if they're just trying to get ready for a rebuild.
They said they're going to build around Mikal Bridges in the offseason, which is like, I don't think that's the right move.
I don't know.
He's 28 and he's a role player.
I don't think he's a role player.
He's not a number 1. I wouldn't even say he's a number 2. When he was on the Suns, he was the 3.
I'm not sure.
I think he's a solid piece, like OG Anunoby. He's a player that you use as a piece to solidify your starting
He's definitely
stars.
like an A-S tier role player then.
He's not a role player like Marcus Morris role player, but he's not like a 1 on a team.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Just his play style. Like I don't think he can carry a team into the playoffs and through the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know when next week's episode is gonna go out because we're gonna have 2 days of NBA.
We could maybe do if we wanted to, we could do like a quick like tier list or like something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, we'll do that. We're actually, things are gonna be really, really packed full soon because March Madness is starting.
Oh yeah, I'll try to watch it all this year.
Um,
We could do like an NBA like teams logo tier list or something, or just like something like fun like that.
yeah. So on Saturday, was it Saturday? Was it Sunday? I might be missing it. How am I just not seeing it?
What are you looking for?
When did? I'll just hold on. I'll find it. On Saturday, UConn blew out number 4 Marquette,
Oh yeah,
which is really interesting.
I wish I watched that game. I didn't watch it.
I mean, they beat them by 30 in like pretty much dominating fashion.
Well, UConn is good. I know they were good last year. Do you think they're better this year?
I think they are. Because UConn last year peaked right as the tournament started. They got really hot. This year they've just been dominating.
So
There's
do you
a
remember
there's a very good chance they end at 28 or 29-2.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, remember when Gonzaga went 30-0 though?
Yeah, and then they lost, right?
They lost to Baylor in the finals.
Yeah. Speaking of upsets, since this is hoops, should we talk about the rec league game last night?
Yeah.
Real quick.
So if you guys watch our main show, we've talked about it before. I don't know if we've talked about it on Hoops, but as most of you know, Josh coaches my rec league basketball team, and we suffered our first defeat last night. So we're 6-1 now.
Yeah. It was just a bad night.
We were missing one of our better players. Nobody really could hit any shots.
No, we just were.
Everybody
our
was
team
playing
looked
sloppy.
stale, stagnant.
Yeah. It was just not a good game, but we have a couple weeks till the playoffs, so
We were trying to say like, okay, it comes across like when I told you this, it comes across bad, but I'd rather lose and suffer the feeling of a defeat now when it's okay to lose rather than in the playoffs, because in this league's playoffs it's single elimination.
right.
So going into the playoffs undefeated would be a lot of pressure.
Right.
We got the pressure of the first loss out of the way. Now we can focus on bouncing back and being ready for the playoffs.
Right, right.
So there's 10 games in the regular season. Going 10-0, well, it would have been nice. I knew there was going to, okay, not I knew, but like having an off week like that, like,
It's bound to happen.
yeah, it's not a big deal. We still are the 1 seed, and
We still control our own destiny with the ones like we're 6-1. Next best team is 5-2, and the next 2 teams are 5-2, and we have wins over both of those teams.
yeah.
So
There's 3 games left. Just gotta win.
yeah, we've already these 3 teams we've already beat too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We'll have more updates on that soon.
yeah, we'll do something fun next week for an episode as the NBA transitions back into the season. But that's it for this week. I think that was pretty good.
How long was it?
35, 36.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
I'm glad we waited. I know it's out late, but I'm glad we waited just to get all the All-Star stuff taken care of.
yeah.
I don't have anything else. I don't think I missed anything
All right,
important.
maybe we'll get suggestions next week for what we want to do for this next week's episode.
All right.
But we'll see you guys for normal schedule next week.